Wednesday morning, Worship Wednesday. How are you this morning? I am overbooked, totally overbooked. I might hit my house by like 9 o'clock tonight. Crazy, huh? You know, I don't know why I do that to myself. I do it all the time. And it just makes me giggle because not only am I overbooked, but it is the beginning of the month, which means yesterday was the end of the month, which means I should have got everything done. Nope. That's okay, though. That is okay. Timing is everything, they say, right? So I'm counting on that. I have just been crazy busy and I love it. And so I'll get it all done. I'll get it all caught up. It won't matter. It's my timing. God's timing. We'll do it. And so I was just giggling though, because I look at my schedule and I went, how did I think I was going to do that? But God, and a lot of grace. Yep, that's the way I'm going to look at today. A lot of grace. And so I cruised on into work. I was grabbing a package. You know, I'm so thankful for the people that deliver, because there was a package waiting by the door for me that I needed. So thankful for delivery drivers, thankful for workers outside. I mean, I know they've had dog days of summer, and then we've had wet, gross days the last couple days. And so if you know somebody working outside or, you know, driving a truck that's in and out of the truck and it never gets cooled off, hey, bless them, be kind to them, grab them a cold drink, a snack, and appreciate them. I'm big on that. I know it's because my husband works outside. That's what everybody says. I said, you know, but I don't really get to give to my husband and the guys because I send something every day. But, you know, I just think in general, we need to be kind to people and do over and above to people. So I've been doing that a lot lately. And God just shows up and shows out. I'm still in awe about the whole pipe thing. I'm still in awe about moving the semi thing. I just, you know, to be getting the water off the property thing. I just walk around and go, but God, that was a thought, that was a desire, that was a pray about, and now it's a reality. And, you know, isn't that cool how God does that? You know, somebody called me yesterday and hadn't seen him for over 20 years. They used to be on the radio station 20 years ago. And now they have several AM radio stations all across, you know, the United States. And they said, well, you know, y'all taught me so much about rules and about things that need to be turned in and about public service and all that. And he says, I have 9 radio stations now. And he says, but I have been watching you. You're on fire there at WAPN. And that just made my day. It made my day. You know, WAPN is 40 years old now. I can say we're not countdown. We are 40 years old now. And I'm thinking about, you know, what we're doing next. Now, I met yesterday with the Recovery Church, and today I'm going to be meeting with somebody about doing a young adult thing. I met with somebody yesterday afternoon about another show that's supposed to be starting. You know, there's a revival right now. There is a revival going on, and we need to be part of it. We need to grab this generation while we can and equip them and get them ready, you know. And one of the ways I believe with all my heart is, you know, you can get music anywhere. That kind of hurt my feelings, just so you know. It kind of did hurt my feelings, but the truth sometimes sets you free. And so it did hurt my feelings, but it also like stirred something up inside of me. Totally right. You can download music, you can ask, you know, your phone, you can whatever it, and you can get it, you know. But can you get Christian talk radio anywhere? And so I was like, you know, that is totally true. And WAPN is very unique, and we're very special. We have pastors on here that truth speaks, and they give us a good word, and they educate us, and they give us scripture, and they, you know, just pour into our mind, body, and soul. We have prayer line, which is very special because where can you call and get, you know, prayer live on the air? I just love it. And it's like a community little radio station. We start knowing the different people, and we feel like they're part of our family, and we're praying for them. And I just love that about WAPN. And so, you know, I want to add the other factors. You know, I've had the younger music on Fridays and Saturday nights for over a year now. And my granddaughter has been sending music, and some other people have been sending me music, but I don't have a live DJ or anything. And yes, would I like that flavor? But, you know, with technology and all the different things, we don't have to have that flavor. We just have to get it implemented in there. So, I've been thinking about that and figuring that out. And I'm just excited to move forward. And somebody asked me yesterday, and I appreciate that they asked me, what is my vision? Well, my vision, of course, is to win souls to Christ and, of course, to pray for people. But the vision also of WAPN is that next generation, is the people out there that are struggling and have a place of hope. I love the word hope, not just because it's my daughter Hope, but we all need hope. And that is really a huge part of my vision, is that I want people to have a lifeline. I want them to have a place of hope. I want them to have a place of encouragement. I want them to know that we all live life. It can be messy, it can be in the muck, it can be raw, and it can be real. But we can make it through it. And Pastor Steve Deal was in here yesterday. I can't exactly word for word what he said, but what he said is, our mind gets refreshed and renewed, when we come to Christ, but it's still, we have to constantly work on our minds. And it's funny because my mind does get in the way of stuff sometimes. I get clogged up with other stuff, or I get, stressed on something, or I get anxious about something, whatever it is. And he's totally right. Our mind is the one that, it needs to be right on what our vision, be clear about what God's doing. And so that was like a little light bulb went on yesterday. I said, you're totally right. And that is what I feel I want to shift into with WAPN. I'm really into the nonprofits of the community, because I feel like the churches and the nonprofits need to merge more together and help each other out. So that has been my thing for ever since COVID. I've been opening up the airwaves and introducing the different nonprofits around the area. And I will continue to do that because I think that is so important. And then the next step of my vision is starting to come real right now. And that is this generation, this revival, this movement that is going on right now. And I feel that, they can scan the radio, but, they need they're technical. They are technical. They use all the social media stuff. That is what is being used. Now we are blessed because we have the foundation of the airways. So we stream live on our website, WAPN.net. We have an Apple app. Somebody yesterday said, well, how come you don't have an Android app? You can get, radio anywhere. You can go to your app store and just say free radio app, different ways. Back in the day, 15 years ago, when we got the Apple app, you couldn't. So that's why we chose that. And I'm an Apple girl. What can I say? He wasn't even an Apple girl when we got the Apple app, so So, but, we stream on the website, WAPN.net. We do the Apple app. We have Facebook. We have YouTube. We have Instagram. We have Twitter, because you need to have the different platforms in order to get your word out there. Well, the algorithms or the cookies or whatever I want to call them, I was getting discouraged. And I'm not going to lie to you. You go to YouTube and you think, well, I only have 50-something subscribers. That just doesn't really help me out. But it does. Because anybody can watch YouTube. They don't have to subscribe. And I was talking to somebody yesterday about that. How many people do you watch and you don't subscribe? And so subscribe, people. It helps the person that is doing it, and helps them get moved up on the charts or whatever, as far as the way you see their stuff. And also always hit subscribe. And I'm guilty of the same thing. But, they say statistically that if you like something or click on something or whatever, it's like 150 people that thought about it. And so I was just excited because I was looking at over the weekend for our 40th celebration, and shout out to everybody that came out. It was absolutely perfect. If you would have wrote down what I wanted that day, that is what I wanted. I wanted it to be no agenda, just hanging out, having some good food. At least I hear the food was good. I know it is because I know where it came from. I didn't get a bite, but I hear it was awesome. Taking pictures, fellowshipping, going live on the radio. I just wanted that, because that is me. That is my life. Eating and fellowshipping and being live. So it was exactly what I wanted. And so the girl that was here, her and her husband, shout out to them that did the pictures. And, they sent me the file yesterday, and I was so darn excited to have the whole file. I was like, yay! My memories. And I loved it because she had never been on radio, but she is a social media girl. She shares and likes and tags and all the things that I wish I was wonderful at, but I'm getting better at. Not good at the tagging part yet, but hey, kind of a long way. And it was neat to see what a difference 5 minutes can make. 5 minutes of sharing, 5 minutes of tagging different things, it just blows up. And that is that generation. They want to click on, they want to tag, they want to participate, and then it blows up. And so that's the generation right now that I'm trying to get to. That's the generation that I'm working on. And that's why I'm working on this music thing. And that's why I'm working on, wanting recovery, because I think that's so important. We're all recovering from something. And I love it that there's a trauma thing now, because, trauma can be all different ways. And so I want to be part of all those things. I want to be part of helping people. I want to be the hope that people are looking for. And so I just see God just like checking off the boxes, saying, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do that. We've done this to get you to here. Now we're going to do that to get you to there. And I just really am excited to see the things. Now, like I said, I got to get better at the tagging part. I've come a long way with the going live part. 13 years ago, I never went live. And so and I know you think 13 years, Shell, that's a long time. It is, but it isn't, because technology has changed so much in 13 years. And so, like I said on Saturday, Jesse put all this in and I didn't even use it. And now I use it all the time. So intimidation is also moving forward. And so even though things were intimidating and things I was unsure of, and yes, there's going to be a mistake or whatever, you need to keep moving forward. You need to take your ministry. You need to take your thing to the next level. And the only way you're going to take it to the next level is get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, I'm not good yet with tagging. That is my next thing I'm really going to work hard at. I loved it. One of my friends did a tagline the other day, a hashtag, something about WAPN for pipes or something. It was the cutest little hashtag. And I was like, I love it. I wish I could do that. And then God said, you can do it. You just need to do it. Totally right. I need to do it. And I've done so many other things. Why do I not just do that? And then I started praying and asking God, and God said, take 15 more seconds and do it. And I thought, you're right. What is 15 more seconds? So pray for me as I'm going to really start getting serious about tagging and hashtagging. That's my new adventure. I've got a busy, full day ahead, and I am super excited to see what God is going to do today. So let's get our favor on and let's get this day going. Don't use your words to describe your situation. Use your words to change your situation. Woohoo! As my dad used to say, that thing 1 inch below your nose gets you in trouble. Well, that thing 1 inch below my nose is going to get me to another level here at WAPN. So look out, people. Get on board. Let's do this. It is October 1st, 2025, Wednesday, Worship Wednesday. The weather 82 with a low of 73, Madison 84 with the low of 67. Happy birthday to my onlyest brother, Mark. Happy birthday, Mark. I hope that you're having a wonderful, great day. Also Rachel and Latoya and everybody else that's celebrating a birthday, anniversary, whatever you're celebrating. Happy. Today is Coffee with a Cup Day. So I don't do coffee. Could you see me on coffee? That would be very scary. I know. This on coffee? Hello. But it is going to be a wonderful